Welcome to my channel. Uh, in this video, we are going to discuss about the 50 unit MCQ questions. The first question you see, find the system function for the given difference equation y of n equal to 0.5 y of n minus 1 plus x of n. So already you know the LTI discrete time system are mentioned by the difference equation. That is where the x of n is said to be the input, y of n is said to be the output, and y of n minus 1 is the previous output. Okay, so the equation which relates input and output, this is called as a system equation. So from the system equation, the question is that we have to find the system function. So what is mean by system function? It's a capital H of Z. That is, the H of Z means it's a ratio of Z transform of the output divided by the Z transform of the input. The Y of Z divided by the X of Z, we are calling it as a H of Z. This H of Z, it is said to be the system function or transfer function. So the question is that we have to find the system function for this system equation. Okay. So how to solve this problem is, so first we have to note down the system equation. So for the system equation, we have to take the Z transform. Okay. So you just apply Z transform for the above time domain equation. So what is the Z transform of this Y of n? So already you know the time domain signal Y of n is having the Z transform. Answer is that capital Y of Z. Okay. Then 0.5, it's a constant. And what is the Z transform of Y of n minus 1 means, according to the time shifting properties of Z transform, the Z transform of one time shifted signal is that Z inverse into capital Y of Z. Okay. Then the Z transform of the sequence X of n is capital X of Z. Okay. Then this Y of Z term, you give it to this left side. That is, you collect Y of Z one side, X of Z one side. So the next one, the Y of Z, taking Y of Z common from this two term, we can write it as 1 minus 0.5 Z inverse equal to X of Z. Okay, so from this, the ratio Y of Z divided by X of Z, it can be 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5 Z inverse. Okay, so this is said to be the system function or system transfer function or transfer function of the system. So this is the answer, 1 by 1 minus 0.5 Z inverse. So which one you see? H of Z equal to 1 by 1 minus 0.5 Z inverse. So A is the answer. So in remaining and all, some changes is there. So this is the system function for the given system equation. Okay. Then the next question, determine the impulse response for the system function H of Z is equal to this one. Okay. So in this case, the H of Z is given. We have to find the impulse response small h of n. So what is the relation between capital H of Z and small h of n means, the impulse response, if you are taking Z transform for this impulse response, we will get capital H of Z. Okay. So impulse response and the system function, the two thing is that transform pair. Okay. So for this H of Z, we have to take inverse Z transform. So if you are taking inverse Z transform for this H of Z, we will get the impulse response H of n. Okay. So we have to follow the inverse Z transform procedure. So and you see here the H of Z, it is mentioning as a addition, that is weighted addition of Z power minus terms. Okay. So constant plus 3 into Z power minus 1 plus 4 into Z power minus 3 minus 5 into Z power minus 4, etc. So already we solved this type of problem in the that is fourth unit videos. Okay, inverse Z transform we solved like this. Okay, so for the H of Z, we have to take the inverse Z transform. Okay, so the inverse Z transform of this H of Z, it can be written as, so first you see this what is the constant available, the 2. Okay, so the H of n can be written as 2 comma, the next one we have to take the coefficient of Z power minus 1. Okay, so 3. Then you see any Z power minus 2 term is there? No. Okay, so the coefficient of Z power minus 2 term is 0. Then comma, what is the coefficient of Z power minus 3? It's a 4. Okay, then what is the coefficient of minus 4? It's a minus 5. So this 2 comma 3 comma 0, 4, minus 5. This is the inverse Z transform of this h of Z. And the arrow is under here only. Okay, this constant indicates this is the value of h of n at n equal to 0. So 2, 3, 0, 4, minus 5. So the B is the answer. Okay, if the h of Z is mentioning only in the numerator. Okay, it's not a ratio of the numerator polynomial divided by denominator polynomial. That h of Z, we have to solve it in partial fraction method. So here the Z transform answer is in the addition, weighted addition of Z power minus term or plus term. So directly we can write the h of n value. Okay, so this is the impulse response of the given system. So first one, we have to write the constant term. Okay, so you see, yeah, the constant term, this constant term, it is nothing but a small h of 0. Then the coefficient of Z power minus 1, 3. This 3 is a h of 1. Similarly, Z power minus 2 term is not available. So h of 2 is equal to 0. Then Z power minus 3 coefficient is 4. So this is said to be the h of 3. Similarly, Z power minus 4 coefficient is minus 5. So this is the h of 4. So you can write in a sequence discrete form, means it is said to be the h of n. Okay. Then the next question, the input x of n and output y of n of a discrete time LTI system is given as x of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, y of n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the impulse response h of n. Okay. So all these questions are the university question, 2-mark question. So for one system, we are giving the input sequence x of n is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this system produces the output y. This y you see, so this is the input applied, this is the output taken. This output y is nothing but, you see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the relation between this y of n and x of n? The y of n is nothing but one time delayed version of this x of n. Okay, so we can write this y of n as a x of n minus 1. Okay, so one time delayed input. If you are giving 1, 2, 3, the output produced by the system is, you see, 1 second shifted value. Okay, 1 second delayed value we will get. So that is the thing. So from this, our question is to, we have to find the impulse response h of n. So in order to solve this input given, y given, in order to obtain the impulse response, so we are going to use, so in different method we can solve this problem. So here we are going to use the method Z transform method. Okay, so the first one for the input. Okay, so you see this is the one method, that is the output y of n we can written as a, so from the input and output we can write it as the output y of n is nothing but one time delayed version of input, that is x of n minus 1. Okay, so from the input output sequence, the output y of n is nothing but one time delayed version of x of n. So it can be written as x of n minus 1. Okay, then so this is the input output equation of our given system. So for this equation, you just apply Z transform. So if you are taking Z transform for this equation, what is the Z transform of y of n? Capital Y of Z. What is the Z transform of x of n minus 1? Z power minus 1 into x of Z. Okay, so from this, if you are rearranging y of Z divided by x of Z, so you know what is the ratio y of Z divided by x of Z? It is the transfer function h of Z. So the h of Z is equal to Z inverse. Okay, so this is the system function for the given system. Okay, but our question is to, we have to find the impulse response. So what is the relation between the h of n and the h of Z? So for this h of Z, if you are taking inverse Z transform, we will get the answer impulse response. Okay, so that's why you just take inverse Z transform for the above h of Z. So which signal is having the Z transform value is that Z power minus 1 del of n minus 1. Okay, so already know the del of n signal is having the Z transform answer is 1. Okay, so del of n minus 1 signal is having the Z transform answer 1 into del of that is 1 into Z power minus 1. So the Z power, if you are taking inverse Z transform for this Z power minus 1, we will get the answer is del of n minus 1. Okay, so this is the impulse response of our given system. So the answer you see B is the answer. H of n equal to del of n minus 1. This is the answer. Okay, then the next one, the next question, given the system function h of z is equal to this. Find the difference equation representation of the system. So this problem is, that is just reverse as that of the first problem. So you see in the first problem, the difference equation is given. The question is find the system function h of z. Okay, so in that problem, the h of z is given. We have to find the difference equation like this. Okay, so that is the reverse question. So it is also one of the university question, December 2018. Okay, so the system function h of z is equal to this. From this, we have to find the difference equation. So the 4 option is given. Which one we have to calculate? So if we have to solve it, so first you just write the h of z equation. Okay, then you know h of z is nothing but y of z divided by x of z. Then this term you just cross multiply. So y of z multiplied with z power minus 2 plus 2 into z inverse plus 4, which is equal to z inverse into x of z. Okay, then this y of z you just multiply to each term. So you just expand like this. Okay, and for this equation, we have to take inverse Z transform. Okay, so the reverse procedure we have to follow. So what is the inverse Z transform of Z power minus 2 into capital Y of Z? It is a Y of n minus 2. So already you know, according to the time shifting property of Z transform, the Y of n minus 2, the 2-second delayed signal is having the Z transform is that y of z multiplied with z power minus 2. So z power minus 2 y of z, if you are taking inverse z transform, the answer is that y of n minus 2. Okay. Similarly, plus 2 into what is the inverse z transform of z power minus 1 into y of z? It's a small y of n minus 1. Okay. Similarly, plus 4 into what is the z transform of y of z? Small y of n, which is equal to what is the z transform of z power minus 1 into x of z? X of n minus 1. So, okay. So, this is the difference equation. This is the time domain difference equation of the given system. This is the answer. Okay. In reverse procedure, we have to follow. So, y of n minus 2 plus 2 into y of n minus 1 plus 4 y of n equal to x of n minus 1. This is the equation. So the option A, this is the correct answer. Y of n minus 2 plus 2 into y of n minus 1 plus 4 into y of n equal to x of n minus 1. This is the difference equation representation of the system. Okay, so these questions are already asked question in December 2018. It's a 2-mark question. Okay, then the next one, when the output y of n of the system depends upon present and past input as well as past output. Okay, so for one system, so there is a system classification is there, recursive and non-recursive system. Okay, in recursive system, the output, the present output depends upon present input, past input, as well as the past output. Okay, that is y of n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. If the present output depends on present, past input as well as the past output means, then that system is called as recursive system. Okay, this is the one of the category. If the present output of the system does not depends upon the past output means the system is said to be non-recursive system. So for this recursive system, so you see this equation, the last equation. So in this equation, what is this y of n is the present output. X of n minus 1 is the past input. Y of n minus 1 is the past output. Y of n minus 2 is the past output. So according to this equation, the present output depends on past input and past output. So this equation, it is an example for recursive system. Okay. Then the next question, when the output y of n of the system depends upon present and past input, then it is called as a non-recursive system. So for non-recursive system, the output depends upon present and past input only, and it does not depends upon the past output. So it is a non-recursive system. Okay. Then the next question, which type of discrete time system do or does not exhibit the necessity of any feedback. Okay, so in which discrete system, that is in recursive or non-recursive system, so which system does not exhibit any feedback network. Okay, so for non-recursive system, since in non-recursive system the output depends upon present and past input only, it does not depends upon the past output. Okay, so in order to store the past output only, we needed the memory. So the non-recursive system does not need any feedback. Okay, does not take feedback. So feedback means, the part of output is again feedback as an input. It is called as a feedback. So in non-recursive system, there is no feedback connection. So in which system there is a compulsory feedback, it will be there in recursive system. The recursive system means it consists of feedback. Okay, feedback. Feedback means a portion of output is again feedback as an input. It is called as a feedback. Okay. Then the next one, which among the following to the category of non-recursive system? Okay. So causal FIR, non-causal FIR, causal IIR, non-causal IIR. Okay, so FIR, IIR, already you know, FIR means finite impulse response system. IIR means infinite impulse response system. And the causal means, for causal system, the output depends upon does not depends upon the future input. Okay, non-causal means the output depends upon the future input. Okay, so in the 4 category, which one is a non-recursive system means the causal FIR. It is a non-recursive. That means this system, it does not depends upon the past outputs. Okay, past output. Then the next one, recursive systems are basically categorized by the dependency of its output on present input, past input, previous output, all of the above. Okay, so the recursive system, it depends upon present input, past input, and previous output also. Okay, it depends upon all 3 values. Then the next one, which of the following is recursive system? Okay, so in problem, so the system equation is given. So in that, which one is a recursive system, we can say. So already recursive system means the system present output y of n depends upon past output, past input, present input. So you see the first equation, y of n, the present output depends upon x of n is the present input. Y of n minus 1 is the previous input. So it is a recursive system. In the second one, y of n equal to x of n plus x of n minus 1. X of n is the present input. X of n minus 1 is the previous input. Okay, that is past input. So from this equation, the output depends only upon the present input and previous input. So in this, there is no y of n minus 1, n minus 2 term. So it is not a non-recursive. It is a non-recursive system. So similarly, this is also non-recursive. Okay, so that is the answer is the A is the answer. So why A means the present output depends upon present input as well as past output. So this is the correct answer. Okay, then next one, which one of the following is non-recursive system? Okay, so non-recursive means, so the output does not depends upon the past output. So here the first one is a recursive. Okay, second one is a non-recursive. And this one is also non-recursive, since here the present output depends upon present input, past input. Similarly here, present input, past inputs. Okay, so both B and C. Okay, this B and C is a non-recursive system. So option D is the correct answer. Then the next question, determine the transfer function for the system described by the equation, a difference equation. Okay, so transfer function, system function, both are same. Okay, similar to first question. In the first question, determine the system function for this is difference equation. Similarly we have to solve it. System function, transfer function, both are same. Transfer function means it's a capital H of Z. What is meant by capital H of Z? It's a ratio of capital Y of Z divided by capital X of Z. Okay. So for the given difference equation, this is the given difference equation. So for this difference equation, we have to take Z transform. Okay. So what is the Z transform of Y of N, Y of Z? What is the Z transform of y of n minus 1? Z power minus 1 y of z. Then what is the Z transform of x of n, x of z? What is the Z transform of x of n minus 2, Z power minus 2 into x of z? Okay. Then from this two term, you just take y of z as a common. So we have to write 1 minus z inverse. Similarly, from this two term, you just take x of z as a common, 1 minus z power minus 2. So from this, if you are rearranging y of z by x of z, we will get the answer 1 minus z power minus 2 divided by 1 minus z inverse. Okay, so this is the transfer function or system function of the given system. So option A, 1 minus z power minus 2 by 1 minus z power minus 1. Okay, so in the second choice, the inverse is given. Okay, so in the third one, z power plus 2 is given. So we have to make this correct one. Okay, then the next one, given the finite length input x of n, the corresponding finite length output y of n of LTI system as shown below. The system function of the system is, okay. So here in this system, the input x of n is given. X of n is equal to 1 comma minus 1. And this is the output y of n. Output y of n produced by the system is 1 comma 0 0 0 minus 1. Okay, so the question is that we have to find the system function. So system function means capital H of z we have to find out. Okay, so similar procedure only. First, given that the x of n is given, y of n is given. So for the x of n, we have to take Z transform. Okay, so already you know the 1 comma 1 minus 1. If you are taking Z transform, the capital X of Z is equal to 1 minus Z inverse. Okay, similarly for the y of n signal, if you are taking Z transform, the capital Y of Z is equal to first 1 plus 0 into Z power minus 1 plus 0 into Z power minus 2 plus 0 into Z power minus 3 minus 1 into Z power minus 4. So 1 minus Z power minus 4. Okay. So from this, the system function or transfer function is nothing but the ratio of y of z by x of z. So 1 minus Z power minus 4 by 1 minus Z power minus 1. So this is the system function for the given thing. So you see the answer 1 minus Z power minus 4 by 1 minus Z power minus 1. This is the system equation. Okay, here input output is given. From the previous, that is the system equation is given. Okay, so from that, if you are taking Z transform and if you are rearranging, we will get the transfer function. So here the input and output is given. So you take Z transform for the input separately, Z transform for the output separately, then you take the ratio. It is called as the transfer function. Okay, this is a one type of problem. And the next one, which block of discrete time system requires memory in order to store the previous input? Okay, so in order to store the previous input, so already you know what are the blocks we used in a discrete time system: adder, signal multiplier, unit delay, and unit advance. Okay, adder is used to add the two inputs. The signal multiplier is used to multiply the input, that is the input with some constant. The delay element, this delay element is that inverse block, it is used to store the previous input. Okay, so unit delay is the answer. Then which among the following operation is not involved associated with the computation of the process linear convolution? Okay, so in linear convolution, that is the convolution sum. Okay, so in for a discrete system, we are using the process convolution, you know, that convolution, it is called as a linear convolution or convolution sum. So in the linear convolution process, so which type of operation we are not using? Folding we can use, shifting process we can use, multiplication we can use, integration. So the integration is not at all used in a linear convolution. The integration operation is used in a convolution integral. Okay, for continuous time signal, we are performing one convolution, you know, in that convolution we can use integration. But in the linear convolution means the convolution sum, that is discrete convolution. The other name is called as linear convolution. So in order to perform the linear convolution, integration process is not at all using. Okay. Then the next one, the LTI system is said to be initially relaxed system only if dash. Okay. So initially relaxed system means, so if you are giving for that system, if you are giving zero input means, okay, so if you are giving x of t equal to x of t or x of n is equal to 0 means at the time the system must produce us the output is equal to 0. So for 0 input the system produces 0 output. That system is said to be the initially relaxed system. So here you see 0 input produces 0 output. 0 input produces non-zero output. 0 input produces an output equal to unity, none of the above. So the first is a correct one. Okay, the system is initially relaxed means if you are giving 0 input, the system must produce a 0 output. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Then what are the number of sample present in an impulse response called as dash? Okay, that is if the h of n value. So you see the h of n, we are mentioning it as the h of n is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, discrete form we are writing. So in that number of samples present in a impulse response, it is called as a length of the samples. Okay, length, that is h of n equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 means the impulse response is having 3 samples. Okay, so that 3 is said to be the length. It's not a string, it's array element, that's a length. The next question, is a transform is non-linear operation, it's a true or false? Okay, so it's a false. The Z transform, it is a non-linear, it's not a non-linear, it's a linear. The Z transform, it obeys the property, linearity property. All transform, that is a Fourier transform, Laplace transform, Z transform, DTFT, in all transform we discussed the very first property is that linearity property. Okay, so we discussed all properties in the corresponding units. Okay, so all the transforms we discussed, it is a linear, it obeys the linearity property. So it's not a non-linear, so it's a false. And the next question, the step response is the output produced by the discrete system for the given input is dash. Okay, what is mean by step response? For one system, if you are giving the input as unit step signal means at the time we will get one output. That output we are calling it as a step response. So the step response is the output produced by DT system for the given input as a step signal. Then the next question, for the system function h of e power j omega equal to this, determine the difference equation. Okay, so the system function, that is we can call the h of z. The h of z is that is the z transform of the impulse response. It is also a system function. Similarly, the DTFT, discrete time Fourier transform of the impulse response, it is also called as a system function or frequency response. Okay, so that is given. So h of e power j omega, it is nothing but a discrete time Fourier transform of the impulse response. Or it can be defined as capital Y of e power j omega by capital X of e power j omega. What is capital Y of e power j omega? DTFT for the output divided by DTFT for the input. It is called as a system function. So this system function is given. We have to determine the difference equation. Okay. So in the fourth problem, in fourth question we studied, h of z is given. That is we have to determine the difference equation. Similarly here h of e power j omega is given. So using this h of e power j omega, we have to determine the difference equation. Okay, so similar procedure we have to follow. Instead of z transform, we have to use DTFT. Okay, so here you see the h of e power j omega, you just write. Then h of e power j omega is nothing but y of e power j omega by x of e power j omega. Then you cross multiply the two things. So we can write this denominator term into y of e power j omega equal to this numerator into x of e power j omega. Then you give this y of e power j omega to each term. Okay. Then we have to take inverse DTFT. Okay. So in that problem, we are taking inverse Z transform. Similarly here we have to take inverse DTFT. So what is the inverse DTFT of the first one? Y of e power j omega means small y of n plus 1 by 2 into what is the DTFT, inverse DTFT of e power minus j omega into y of e power j omega means small y of n minus 1. Okay, so according to the time shifting property of DTFT. Then 3 by 4 into e power minus 2j omega multiplied with y of e power j omega. The inverse DTFT is that y of n minus 2. Okay, so which is equal to, similarly here you multiply x of e power j omega within each term, and if you are taking inverse DTFT, we will get the answer with the first term x of n minus x of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 3. So this is the difference equation of the given system. Okay, so here the option, the C is the correct thing. Okay, so this is the system equation. Similar to inverse Z transform, here we have to take inverse DTFT. Okay, then the next question, determine whether the system with the transfer function is dash. So this is the given system transfer function, h of z equal to z minus 1, z plus 2 divided by z minus 1 by 2, z minus 3 by 4 with the ROCS modulus of z greater than 3 by 4. So this system is either causal or non-causal. Okay, so already we discussed this type of problem, causality and stability, in a previous video. So already you know, according to the ROC, if the ROC is exterior part of the circle having some radius, means that system is called as a causal system. So here you see the ROC condition. The ROC is given that modulus of z greater than 3 by 4. So what does mean by modulus of z greater than 3 by 4? We have to draw a circle of radius 3 by 4. Okay, 0.75. So here the ROC is the exterior part of the circle. Okay, this portion, the circle outside portion, this is called as a ROC. So according to this definition, we can say that the ROC is exterior part of the circle. So that's why the system is said to be the causal system. Okay, causal system. Then the next question, find the overall impulse response of the following interconnection of system. So similar to this question, we discussed in a previous video also. Okay, we solved one problem. So similarly here, some different connection is there. So already you see, so here the four systems are connected in some cascade and parallel manner. Okay, so we have to find the overall impulse response. So already you know, if the two systems are connected in cascade, means the overall impulse response is nothing but the convolution of the two things. And the two systems that are connected in parallel means we have to add the impulse response. Okay, so here, so how can you reduce this one means, so first you see this H2 of n, H3 of n connected in first cascade. Okay, so this two system we have to reduce into one single system. So what is the impulse response of this cascaded system means, it is nothing but the convolution of H2 convolution with H3. Okay, then this two thing, it is replaced by H2 convolution with the H3. That connection is parallel with the H4. So H4 means, so we have to, if the two systems that are connected in parallel means, you know, the impulse response we have to add. So H2 convolution with the H3 plus H4. Okay, then this one is in series with, that is series means cascade with H1. So in cascade means we have to take convolution. So H1 of n convolution with this answer, it is the answer. So you see the overall impulse response is, so H1 of n convolution with this entire answer. What is the entire answer? This is nothing but first these two things convolution, H2 convolution with the H3 parallel, so plus H4. So this is the overall impulse response. So the option C is the correct one. Okay, so first these two things is cascade, so we have to take convolution. Then this one is in parallel with this, we have to add. Then this one is in cascade with H1, so we have to take once again the convolution. Okay, so this is the one of the signal reduction question. So similarly, you see, find the overall impulse response of the following interconnection of system. So here 7 system is given. So first we have to reduce. So you see H1, H2, this two thing is connected in parallel. So, you know, if the two systems are connected in parallel means this one we have to replace it with the addition of the two value. So the first thing H1 plus H2. Okay, so this part over. Then we have to reduce this one. Okay, so H4, H5. You see this H4 plus H5 in parallel. So you just add. Then that H4 plus H5 is in convolution with H3. Okay, since it's a cascade. So you see, after that H4 plus H5 convolution with H3. Okay, then this combination is parallel with H6. So this answer we have to add with this H6. Okay, then this one, this system and this H7, the three thing connected in cascade. So we have to take convolution. So the first part H1 plus H2 convolution with this answer, convolution with this H7. Okay, so this is the overall impulse response. So the option A is the correct one. Okay, so you see the three part, you just divide the system into three part. This is one thing, this is one thing, this is one thing. So this two parallel, you reduced into one thing, H1 of n plus H2 of n. Then similarly, how to reduce this one means first these two thing parallel, you just add. Then that is series with the H3, so you take convolution. Then that answer parallel with this one, so again you add. So this will give the answer this one. Okay, again this three part is convolution, so you take the convolution. Then the next question, find the output of the system if the input x of n is equal to u of n and h of n is equal to u of n. Okay, that is, you know, for one system, the input is given, impulse response is given, and we have to find the output. So what is the relation between input, impulse response and output? The output y, it is nothing but the convolution between the x and h. Okay, so the convolution sum of x of n with the h of n, it is nothing but a output y of n. So this output y we have to determine. So y of n equal to x of n convolution with h of n. So here that is the finite duration sequence is not given. It is an infinite duration sequence. U of n is given. So in order to if the x of n, h of n is given in finite duration means we have to follow the tabulation method. Okay. If it is an infinite duration sequence is given means we have to follow the mathematical method. Okay. So what is the formula in order to find the convolution of the two things? Summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k h of n minus k. This is the formula. Okay. Then in that formula we have to substitute the x of k value and h of n minus k value. So what is x of n and h of n here? U of n. So from that x of k we have to find out. What is x of k? You just replace n with k. So u of k. What is h of n minus k? You just replace in h of n, you just replace n by n minus k. So u of n minus k. Okay. And already you know this product. If the multiplication of u of k and u of n minus k. Okay. The multiplication of this two signal u of k and this is u of k and u of n minus k. It will be equal to 1. Okay. This is the thing. You just remember it. In this convolution sum, if the answer like this u of k, u of n minus k, it will come means this product it is 1 for the k value between 0 to n. Okay, so that's why this product is 1 for the k value from 0 to n. For the remaining k value, this value is not at all 1, it is a 0. So that's why we have to reduce the summation to summation k equal to 0 to n. This product is 1. Okay. So what is the meaning of this the summation? We have to expand the 1 from k equal to 0 to n. So if you are adding n plus 1, we have to add. So what is the answer? N plus 1. Okay. So the answer for the convolution of u of n convolution with u of n is n plus 1 into u of n. Okay. You just remember this answer. If you want to learn more about this means I already this video already is there in a signals and system playlist. Okay, this mathematical form of performing the convolution. Okay, so in that there are 4 or 5 different problems we solved. Okay, so I will give link for those videos in the description box. You can learn it. Okay, so here you just remember the answer. The convolution of 2 unit step signal, the answer is that n plus 1 into u of n. Okay, so here the answer is that n plus 1 into u of n. This is the answer. Okay, similarly, find the output if x of n is r of n, h of n is u of n. That is the convolution between ramp signal and unit step signal. Okay, similar to previous problem. Similarly, we have to solve this problem. Okay, so I will give link for the that is explanation of this video in the description box. You can see. So here we will see the answer. R of n, u of n. If you are performing the convolution, the answer is that n into n plus 1 divided by 2 into u of n. You just remember it. Okay. This is the 8-mark question. If 2 unit step signal, we are performing the convolution, means the answer is n plus 1 into u of n. If you are performing the convolution between r of n, u of n, the answer is that n into n plus 1 by 2 into u of n. So n into n plus 1 by 2 into u of n. Okay, this is the answer. Then similarly, the next one, determine the response of the system whose input and sample response is given as h of n equal to a power n u of n, x of n equal to b power n u of n. Okay, so here the input and impulse response is given. We have to find the output. So if you are taking convolution between these two signal, we will get the answer is that b power n plus 1 minus a power n plus 1 divided by b minus a. Okay, similar to the previous problem. If you are taking convolution between these two things, we will get the answer b power n plus 1 minus a power n plus 1 divided by b minus a. Okay, I will give the solution for the last 3 problems as a separate video. The link for those videos in the description box, you can see. Okay. So these are all the some of the problems from the 5th unit. Okay, the analysis of discrete time system. Okay, so this last 3 question is the mathematical form of solving the convolution sum, that is discrete time convolution. Okay, so you just learn this. So thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos. So we will meet in the next video. Thank you.